Now that's what gets a pussy wet, David. Money! You couldn't even find my pussy with a GPS system. Do you want to see what a real cock looks like one more time? Before we bury you underground? You worthless limp dick.
We all grieve in our own ways.
Jerry!
Seinfuck.
I think I might have like a proclivity to be racist against people who like do improv. You know what I mean?
So against white people?
Yeah, you really hate white people.
Yeah, you hate white people.
Yeah, upper middle class white people.
I just don't like that. You know, I don't like it when they go up on stage.
You're just jealous. You want to do improv, but you're too scared.
Don't you think that like most improv troupes look like the bandmates of Sum 41? Like there's 4 white people and then one person
No,
who's
what
just
are you
like,
talking
I
about?
don't think that fucking at all.
41. There is a very famous.
Maybe that's just a San Diego thing.
Frosted tips?
That sounds like a wait, yeah, the fucking walking around.
The only improv
Are you
troupes.
saying Sum 41 is from San Diego?
They're from fucking Ajax, Ontario. The pride of Ajax, Ontario.
Fuck!
The only improv groups that I've seen here in San Diego, they're always like 4 or 5 white people and then just one person of just like brown. Like you don't know what he actually is,
Whoa.
but he's just not white.
Have you seen the there's a very like in improv circles, there's like a very famous Vice article. And what it is it's basically, I'll just link it so that you guys can see. The article asks a very important question. Are these ska bands or improv troops?
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
that's the
true.
sort
That's
of
true.
dynamic.
I would say that Vancouver improv troops, and Malcolm, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very on brand for Vancouver's rep as they seem very inclusive. Like,
Oh.
Seem being the operative word there.
But regardless, yeah, I get it, Harper, that you just, you're very conflicted because it's clear that you're the kind of guy who would either love to be in a ska band or be in an improv group, but there's so much self-hatred, right? You have internalized improv phobia that you can't, like, it's hard. You've got a lot of mixed feelings. You've been raised.
You know what, Malcolm? I want you to picture me grabbing you by the shirt collar and bringing you in real close.
Okay.
This is my podcast. What the fuck do you think you're doing, embarrassing me in front of all these people? Look, just
you
because
guys
you
need an
see
aside real
something.
quick.
no, that was an old bit. We're not rehashing old bits.
I'm talking to Malcolm, Robert. Just because you see something. Yeah, we don't. We are very original
What is
people.
this
second of all.
podcast? The entirety of the podcast is just rehashing old bits.
I'm trying to hold you guys to account.
Okay, just because you see something, Malcolm, doesn't mean you get to tell everybody the truth. Okay, just because I bought a trombone and didn't learn how to play it, just because I'm very fucking funny and I don't join an improv group where I go up on stage and say, "Okay, I need a place. I need a place real quick."
Just because I have a checkerboard tie.
Just because I own several pairs of khaki shorts doesn't mean I want to be in an
Listen.
improv troupe.
How many plaid shirts do you own? How many plaid shirts do you own?
How many plaid shirts do you own?
None. I gave them up when I
Quit improv?
Quit. No, I replaced my plaid shirts with fun patterned short sleeve button ups.
Oh, well, that's the same fucking
that's-
thing, isn't it?
That's much worse.
It sounds like you just replaced it with a bunch of Hawaiian shirts.
Sounds like you just replaced your personality.
I wear a lot of Hawaiian shirts. My personality is that I wish I was Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, my personality is being north of 250 and wearing Hawaiian shirts
Yeah,
everywhere.
my ex-girlfriend was like, "You're very laid back." Like I was on a date recently.
Oh, yeah, that's the trick. That's the trick.
And
right
the, and the girl just was like, "You're real chill." I was like, "It's great. I'm really acting."
He was like, "Oh, thanks, baby."
What the fuck was that?
What was your impression of you talking to women?
Thank you, baby.
Oh, thank you, honey. Yeah.
That's Malcolm in my head going forward.
Malcolm and I have a mutual friend who's really into Jimmy Buffett. And the way that he got into it is because he had a roommate. This roommate was on his couch listening to Jimmy Buffett on vinyl, wearing a Jimmy Buffett t-shirt, holding a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville branded margarita glass that had margarita in it, made with a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville branded margarita maker.
Oh my God.
You can get this at Costco.
And he was making out with his girlfriend. And he was like, I want whatever this guy is having.
Cheeseburger in paradise. That's incredible.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
The fact that he was actually kissing a woman.
I was always more of a meatloaf man.
Was the woman like a blow up doll?
Whoa.
Jesus. Was the woman in her early 40s and had dyed blonde hair?
That is incredible. Was she a fat broad?
I can't attest to that.
She was a bit on the hefty side.
Was it? That's right. A fat broad. The same fat broads that the Seinfuckians have been chasing since day one.
Harper, did you say you preferred meatloaf?
Yeah.
I liked meatloaf as a kid growing up, and I told my dad, and I was like, Dad, do you like meatloaf too? And he just very deadpan, without a moment's hesitation, went, I'm kind of over meatloaf at this point in my life, Sasha.
What the fuck?
I was like, fuck you, Roger.
How old were you?
I love that you call your dad by the first name. You're like, fuck you, Roger. I hate you. I'm leaving and I'm never coming back.
You gotta answer that question, Sasha. How old were you when he said this?
I don't know, I was like 15.
That's amazing. That's so fucking funny. Just because he's.
But you also have to imagine it in a British accent.
Well, it's just because, like, just imagine this asshole is like talking to his son like he's a fucking 40-year-old sitting next to him, just like, yeah, I'm kind of fucking over meatloaf right now. Like he's your annoying friend or something.
Your dad's my hero.
Yeah, Roger, he's a good guy.
How strong is your dad's accent? He said he was from England, but like, is it actually strong or has he just forgotten it?
It's a weird one. Like, he wouldn't have forgotten it. It's more like does
he slip into it when like he's around other like people from his part of Europe? Or
oh yeah, his part. Well, he's not part of Europe. He's
not
part of
anymore.
UK. Yeah,
not anymore.
But whenever he's with his family, yeah, it becomes stronger. But he has like, you know that he's English by the way he's talking, but it doesn't sound like any English accent because there's so much like Canadian influence in it now.
Because he's been in Canada for how long? Like
since 1970.
Nice.
So
he got there right when cocaine was huge.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah! That's why he came here.
It's very convenient. One time, my dad, we were drinking together. I don't remember how old I was, but we were drinking together, and he's just like, "You want to see how fucking angry I can get?" Just prompted by nothing, of course.
Just out of the blue.
Yeah, just out of the. He's just like, because I used to really be able. When I was your age, Harper, I used to really fucking turn it up. I mean, I would fucking scare people, and I was just like, yeah, of course. Yes, I want to see how angry you can get. he like puts his fucking vodka on the rocks down and fucking starts doing some deep breathing. And then he looks at me and goes,
I assume you were just like at a crowded bar when this happened as well. People are looking, going like, "What the fuck's happening?"
Then he sits back down and he's just like, yeah. You know, he used to play football.
God damn it. I guess I'll share my dad getting high or drunk stupid story. Like my dad used to brag to me. I was not old when he was talking to me about this. I think it was his kind of awkward interactions to try to sort of connect with me when I was going through some shit in like my early teens. And he told a story about how he'd go over to his friend's house and his friend's parents were drug dealers. And so they would always have just a giant marijuana plant in their basement. And so it's like, you know, they'd have a ping pong table and they had just a giant fucking marijuana plant. And that he would just like talk about like stealing buds off the plant and smoking them with his friend. And I'm just like, and then immediately he segues, but don't ever smoke.
That's very helpful stuff.
He's like, I had the best years of my life with me and my buddies in that plant. Anyways, Robert, if you smoke marijuana, I'll fucking kill you.
You'll be a loser.
It's the same guy. When I lit incense in the house one day because I got it as a present from Harper, I think we were like 16. He got it for me because just an incense.
Hey, you got Robert some incense. Oh, how cute.
It was shut the fuck up.
Yeah, first of all, Sasha and you gift each other butt plugs, so I don't want to hear it.
But I lit the incense, and of course it's like, oh yeah, this smells great. And then my dad just runs around the corner like a fucking China shop, just a fucking rhino, just fucking nostrils flaring. My dad is really scary when he's mad. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, Robert? What are you smoking? And I'm like, it's just incense. And he did not believe me until I literally, we went into another room. We went into the garage and I lit it for him, and it's so he knew that it smelled the same.
I just love the image of you feebly holding up an incense stick, being like, "It's this, Daddy! Please don't hit me again."
And by the way, that story of him going to his friend's house, his friends are drug dealers, and they had just pot. He was 10.
What the fuck?
He was 10 years old.
Memories. That's good stuff.
Californians be wildin'.
It really was wild then.
Now, to complete the circle, Malcolm, was there a story about your dad getting his balls crushed on a ride?
There is. So there's
in the casino business.
I'm glad you asked. So my dad wasn't like a big drinker. So I like growing up. So I don't like have like a ton of memories of him doing that kind of stuff. But my dad we went to Disneyland like as a family, and we all rode the Space Mountain ride. And like, like with Space Mountain, like with the lines like at Disneyland, like it can be long, right? Like it can just be long until you're thirsty and stuff. So he had a water bottle, a Dasani water bottle, pretty full. Like he didn't drink a lot of it. And I guess when he was like on the ride, instead of like kind of just being like, I'll just toss this to the side, he put the bottle of water right by his groin, and then the thing shut. The ride, because it's like one of those ones where it's like locks down from the top, and so it crushed his balls. Then the roller coaster takes off, and then when we don't know what's happening because he's screaming like early on, but everyone's screaming, so it's like, oh, it must be he just like loves roller coasters. But the thing is like at Space Mountain, one of the things you get a photo, like you can get that photo of everyone riding the ride, and in the photo, everyone else is like got their hands up and they're all screaming, and like going like, "Yay!" He's bent over forward, his mouth is out, and you can see in the photo like just the look of like him screaming, "Ah!" like just, because the water bottle. It turns out like not only did he like put the water bottle down on his crotch, but he put like the small bit of the water bottle facing towards his dick, so it really crushed it. Yeah, so it's like him bent forward, just going, "Oh Jesus Christ!" like just like that. Yeah, so and it was so funny because my dad, he was in the casino industry for my entire life when he was still alive, but he worked at there's a local amusement park in Vancouver. It's called Peony or Playland, depending on who you talk to. It's actually called Playland, but there's this thing called the Peony. It's a whole thing. But he used to, at some point before he was in the casino industry, he actually ended up being the guy who ran this regional theme park. And he would tell me stories about like to test the rides. Like he brought in on that particular theme park, he was known for bringing in 3 rides. It was the log flume ride, which is like this log ride. It's like the water ride. He brought in the magic carpet ride, which is like this one where it kind of just goes like in like a circle, like back and forth, like kind of goes horizontally. And he brought in the swinging pirate ship. But I guess one thing is that at the time, because we're talking like 70s, 80s, they didn't like have the technology when they're bringing it in to just like have like the safety equipment all fully on board. So what they did instead, and he actually did this, there's like a photo of him doing it. He had to test the ride out because no one else would. But the way to like keep them secure on like all these rides was that they put an excessive amount of sandbags on him and then did the ride full tilt. So imagine like these are rides that now, again, you have the over the top, like locks you in. So like you're really secure. And instead of that, you're just sitting there kind of sprawled out. Like he's just kind of lying flat on his back, sitting to test to make sure the mechanics work and just have a shit ton of sandbags on top of you. So I'm like that. So it turns out my dad, when he rides, usually ends up getting his balls crushed on some level.
And I can attest that Playland's rides are notoriously like not safety forward.
Yeah, they're sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, like I'm sure a lot of people get tetanus just from riding the wooden roller coaster because there's so many jagged parts that jut into your legs.
The wooden roller coaster was there before my dad was even
exactly. Yeah.
My dad worked there in the 70s and like early 80s.
Is your dad perchance the guy that Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat was based on?
No, unfortunately, he's not from Kazakhstan or Kazakhstan. I can't say the word.
Kazakhstan.
What the fuck, man?
Sorry, you made me talk about my dad's nuts getting crushed.
We did not make you.
Yeah, we really put the screws to you. Held a gun to him.
Cut it! Cut it!
Right.
I had a really vivid dream last night, talking more about Vancouver specific content, where, and this is going to sound weird, but it started with me going to the 9/11 memorial in New York.
Ground zero.
I was like, wow, it's so impactful. The absence that they had left in the ground. Oh wow, this is so cool. And then there was like an underground portion. And the underground portion was in an establishment in Vancouver called Kingsgate Mall. And I just remember the feeling of just being unsettled because I'm like, these two places should not be connected. Like I shouldn't be able to both mourn the deaths of 3,000 people and also get food poisoning from a lobster roll at a kiosk in Kingsgate Mall.
Well, I'm a dream interpreter, Malcolm. So let me break this down for you.
Well, it was Sasha's dream.
It was Sasha's dream.
Malcolm, let me break this down for you.
All right.
Kingsgate Mall represents opulence. And
No, it does not.
Former opulence.
Degraded as it may be, the shopping mall is an opulent concept. Would you agree?
In principle, but this mall was never designed to be anything other than...
Thank you for your input. Now, 9/11.
9/11 was a terrible human tragedy.
A representation that's weighted through blood and bone. And
God damn it.
it's a terrible tragedy. Represents the cost of that opulence. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
I suppose.
We can extrapolate.
Here, hold on. I have to shit myself. I'll be back.
You have to shit.
He did warn us beforehand that he was going to do this.
Yeah, before the recording started, Robert was like, listen, guys, I ate a lot of Chipotle last night, and I'm about to shit.
I ate a lot of Chipotle, and I've only drank coffee today.
Yeah, he's going to... Oh, and he also shotgunned 6 mini cupcakes. So
He also said something about being an anal acrobat on the side.
that's true. You know how there's like those in like third world countries there's those strip shows, but it's like the ping pong show.
Yeah, the ping pong show, of course.
Yeah, Thailand.
Yeah, he does that, but out of his ass.
Oh, that's actually a bit more impressive.
And it's not a ping pong ball in his ass; it's a basketball, a Spalding.
It's actually harder to hit the ping pong ball using your penis than it is with a paddle. So I respect the trade, of course.
Yeah, same here. He's a man of his craft.
I've only ever seen it at the Vietnamese gambling tables.
Do those exist in Phoenix?
They exist everywhere. Everywhere there's Vietnamese people in a table.
I suppose. Well, did you see any of those, Malcolm, in the basement of, was it Aberdeen?
No, it wasn't Aberdeen. I guess I can tell the story. So I guess speaking of my dad, he took me and my brother once to this. The best way to describe it is, and in Richmond, which is like a very like Chinese heavy town, which is like outside of Vancouver. He took my brother and I to this arcade. But when I say it's arcade, it's not like a traditional arcade. This is an arcade, first of all, where none of the games are in English. And then second of all, there's some really shady stuff happening in a basement. And my dad goes, he brings us to this arcade. He like sets us up with this woman who like clearly is like can barely speak English, but also is like, I guess. Like, it's kind of a front for something. And my dad then disappears for 2 hours. And I'm standing there. We're trying to play these games. A lot of these games have like overt sexual imagery on them. Like, we're talking like hentai levels of like of stuff going on. And I want to put it at this point. It's like my brother is 6 and I'm 8 years old. So it's like we're not at the period where like we should even be exposed to this, let alone like be left alone. And we're trying to like play these games and all that. Because afterwards he was done. It was one of those things. It was like, Malcolm, William, we gotta go now. Like he like grabbed us from the game and just like walked away.
The game, playing some hentai game.
Yeah, we're playing some hentai shooter.
Yeah, you can't romance this woman right now. We've got to go.
Yeah,
just a dating sim.
You've already missed the flags. Jesus. We have to leave.
I'm back.
No, but Dad, I'm about to make her my waifu.
What the fuck did I miss? This is
well, you shouldn't have taken a shit in the middle of an episode, Robert.
I was either gonna take a shit or was gonna shit myself.
You should shit yourself.
It would have been great material for the podcast if you shit yourself.
You just hear me like,
that would complete the Adam Friedland arc of Robert on this podcast.
I would love the idea that Discord is just like cutting out when you're just like screaming too much from shitting your pants. So it's like, smell.
We're standing on the backs of the porn industry as we established in the last episode.
Now, I respect.
Stop referencing past episodes.
She keeps dating it.
Robert, say it.
Say what?
Say your catchphrase that you're known for saying at 130.
God damn it!
There it is. Yeah. 133. Say the thing, Bart.
Say the line, Bart.
Let's all say one new word that will spur on the next bit.
Okay, I'll go first. Humperdinkle.
It's not a word.
Meningitis.
It's a proper noun. What are you doing?
Oh, you don't think proper nouns are words? That guy's a wordist. Fucking wordist.
You are.
I'm only gay for Mole Man.
Who?
Mole Man. I'm gay for Mole Man.
It's a Simpsons reference.
It's a Simpsons reference, you uncultured swine.
I cannot stress this enough. Fuck the Simpsons. Fuck Europe. Fuck soccer. Fuck everything about the Simpsons and the British people.
Why do you say fuck soccer? You've been bringing up the World Cup every chance you get.
At this point, the World Cup has been over for 4 weeks.
No, it hasn't.
Congratulations on the huge W, Argentina.
We're gonna date it more. Let's go.
Okay, so let's talk about something very near and dear to our hearts: pornography. When I think of going to the catalogs list, I know immediately in my mind which catalog I'm clicking first. But I want to test you boys to see what caliber men you are. So,
okay.
Starting with you, Robert, what's your go-to category?
On what?
What do you mean on what?
On porn. For
porn.
It's POV. That's my go-to.
That is interesting. I would not have guessed POV.
Really?
No. You like the female perspective, I guess.
Shut the fuck up.
No, we like to fool around here. I like to picture myself as a beautiful young woman getting her back blown out as well. Malcolm, what about you? What's your favorite category?
I know the answer to this one.
What do you know?
I like Ebony. No.
Is it Asian women? Is it Asian women?
Malcolm, can I share this 10-year-old quote from you? Or 11-year-old?
Yeah, sure.
Do it.
I mean, it's a joke, but yeah, this is all joke.
Basically, the joke in our friend group is that, or I guess it was for a while, is that Malcolm was the whitest among us. And he sat there and took it for a while. And then he came back with, I may be the whitest among us, but I watch the blackest porn.
That's awesome.
Now, Malcolm,
yeah.
There's 2 categories that you could possibly fit the bill for with that sentence. And I don't think it's Ebony. So what are you doing in the BBC category, big guy?
No, I'm not a BBC guy.
Yeah, that wasn't very fun.
Yeah, I like British porn. Get it? Comedy. That's my thing.
Sasha, reveal yourself.
I just like to see whatever the trends are. I like to stay current. Just go to the front page.
Yeah. In his most recent marketing meetings, they've been really talking about the trends that are
step porn. It's up.
Stuck porn is your number one right now. You're always like, oh, honey, you're just waiting for your girlfriend to be like, I'm stuck in the washing machine. Oh no, you're gonna fuck me now.
He just shoots up off of the couch. My time has come.
Yes, I actually happen to know, Sasha, that you've been doing a role play, assorted role play with your significant other.
Oh,
where she portrays Malcolm McLeod's Cum Goblin in E minor.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you're like, yeah, that's our thing.
Yeah.
Did she do the voice? Did she do the cum goblin voice? She's like, I'm the cum goblin. I'm gonna eat your cum.
I'm here for your cum.
I'm here for your cum.
The one thing I wish she would stop saying is she always starts her anecdotes with, "Come here, little boy. I need your cum."
Jesus Christ. Let me tell you a tale of the cum goblin.
It's a story, like you're just like your boner just is slowly going down because the story is like so long and just like convoluted.
In the age past when the gods gave up on humanity, the cum goblin rose from the ether of the base of the world.
I crawled out of the primordial ooze.
And I knew that ooze was my calling from then on. Yeah, it was really uncomfortable hopping in and hearing that.
Especially because you acted so scared the whole time.
like really scared. It was interesting.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
I've got a scare kink. What can I say?
A scare kink.
Apparently so. I've never heard a grown man wail.
I can't get off unless I've had a good fright.
Unless I've had a good scare.
Yeah, you go to the Playland Fright Nights or something, and then just like they're like, not you again, you're gonna come on us again, please. He's like, no, I'm not, I swear. I'm flaccid. And it's just like, are you sure? And you look down.
Let's just say the sex hotlines I call, I always start with, are you looking spooky tonight? And they always go,
no. It's like the call is coming from inside the house.
oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's where Sasha's like going around the haunted houses around Halloween time. He starts getting chased by the ring girl, that they have at every haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's running very weak-kneed and strangely and leaving a trail behind. And then she slips, she slips and falls on his cum trail.
So I'm not invited back to Playland.
Oh no.
Yeah, he puts the play in Playland, if you know what I mean.
I put the land in Playland because I land on my face.
Because you slip on your own pre-cum.
Exactly, yeah.
My favorite category.
Yes. What I mean, you put this on us.
What is my favorite category?
Yeah, what's your favorite category?
Give us a hint.
Why don't you boys lean in? Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind with this one.
I'm excited.
Non-Euclidean.
What?
Oh, yeah?
Non-Euclidean porn?
Non-Euclidean pornography.
How do you spell that?
So that means something that doesn't adhere to the laws of Newton, right?
Not the rigid structure that you're used to.
It's any geometry that's not the same as Euclidean geometry. So what does that mean?
It means what it sounds like.
Oh, it's gay porn because it's non-clidian. It has no clits in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No clits allowed.
It's actually macromastia.
What?
BDSM? Okay.
What is macromastia?
You keep saying words I don't know the meaning of.
What do you mean? It's literally just like overgrown tits.
Oh.
I don't like that.
He wants to be crushed by a pair of Z-sized tits.
If I legit got crushed by anyway. Anyway.
He died in a horrible mommy milker accident.
I was watching an old Norm Macdonald clip yesterday, and he's like, so there's this kid who just crushed 127 eggs with his head, and he's just been inducted into the Guinness Book of Am
I right? I love Norm so much, dude. Who writes these jokes?
I can't believe you'd say that.
I don't know, who writes them.
I think that's my favorite thing that he does is he would just shit on someone for like 2 minutes straight and then end it with, but he's a good man.
Yeah, he did used to do that, didn't he?
My favorite joke he ever did was just like he's pretending he just found out Hitler was dead. He's just like, yeah, he died in 1952. And he's like, oh my god, I didn't even know he was sick.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
No, that's a Jesus because that's what everyone said about him.
So fucking great.
Rip Norm McDonald. Waded through blood and bone.
yeah. When 9/11 happened, moved through blood and bone to find his brother. It turns out he was in northern Canada. That's one of my favorite Norm bits.
Him and Gilbert Gottfried. I miss those two. I miss Gilbert Gottfried especially.
Oh my God, that's right. Gilbert Gottfried's dead.
He's
I
fucking
forgot
dead.
that.
He's dead, and Andrew Dice Clay still is alive.
It's not fair. It's not fucking fair.
It's not fair. Why is Jeff Dunham still doing comedy?
That's a great point, Malcolm.
Did you see how awful his act is? Oh my God, it's so bad.
He's using the same puppets, isn't he? He's got maybe like one or two more.
He's using the same puppets, but then now he has a new one that's like a millennial one. And he did it the fucking participation trophy bit.
Oh, great.
God.
He's a Republican if there ever was
Well,
one.
at least he knows his audience, I guess. Yeah.
They say Republicans aren't funny. Have you seen the comedy works of Jeff Dunham and Ahmed the Dead Terrorist?
And Jeff Foxworthy.
No,
and,
you're right, bro. Republicans aren't funny. Right-wing extremists are.
There's like a but they can't know that they're funny. They have to. They have to be.
You can't tell them.
There's no irony.
Don't let them get a big head about it.
The only person on the Blue Collar comedy tour that was actually really good, and I do recommend watching his stuff, is Ron White.
Bernie Mac.
Ron White's very funny.
Yeah, they call me Tater Salad, Ron
They
White.
call me Tater Salad.
They call me Tater Salad.
That gets a big laugh.
Yeah, do you remember that SNL sketch where it's like the kings of catchphrase comedy?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah.
And of course, Joe Mulaney was like the main writer on that.
Yeah, one of them was Jason Sudeikis as White Bernie Mac.
God damn it.
Dude, what a desolate era of comedy looking back, actually. It's just not funny at all.
Yeah, he was White Bernie Mac, and then Seth Meyers was Boston Powers, the Boston themed Austin Powers.
Good.
stuff.
Wait, what was the one that Bill Hader was? He was just like, oh, it was the watch it, I'll suck your cock guy. he's just like, oh, hey, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and it's my time. It's like all he says.
That's amazing. But yeah, Jeff Foxworthy did the You Might Be a Redneck stuff. Bill Engvall did the Here's Your Sign bit. The only Bill Engvall bit I can actually remember is he says he was shopping in Sky Mall, and he said that he thought all the shit in Sky Mall looked fucking stupid. And then he stubbed his toe when he was taking a piss one night, and now he's got Sky Mall merch where it's slippers where he has headlights on them. And then he says, here's your sign, apropos of nothing from the story. I think that adequately sums up why I prey on his downfall. And Larry the Cable Guy said, get her done, also apropos of nothing.
So what's the takeaway from this story? This is how I learned that there aren't too many differences between them and us.
And that's when I met my spiritual abuela.
So what that their food is a little bit spicier?
Spicy. We're gonna actually have to cut this out because I am going to get fucking so much crap.
You'll get grilled, yeah, it's true.
No, we know you eat spicy food. You have to have diarrhea in the middle of this episode to go
that's
evacuate
true.
your balls.
Yeah,
Your
Robert,
balls.
I meant to say bowels, but it came out as
My
balls.
balls.
Robert's especially sensitive towards these topics because he does take many pains to ensure that he is culturally in tune with those around him. He's in a very multicultural place of the world. So, you know, if he sees someone eating a large quantity of Mexican food, he feels compelled to do the same thing out of respect for their culture as mid-20s white people.
What in the goddamn world are you going with this?
I was going to say something a little bit less endearing, but I decided to pivot very hard halfway through the sentence.
Well, I appreciate that immensely.
Okay, let's pivot. Let's all say something we don't like about English people. Malcolm, you start.
I don't like their food. I think they have bland, boring food. the English breakfast is fucking overrated as shit. And, listen, there's better ways to eat beans than to eat it on fucking toast with a little bit of salt.
I really like English breakfast.
It's not just on toast that they eat. The full English breakfast is a myth. I don't believe it exists.
I like black and white pudding. I like good English style sausages.
But you won't eat brown pudding? Classic.
I'm just gonna go home.
You are home.
You're
bitch.
already home.
No,
when you log off, you just have to go back to staring at the wall.
All right, Robert, you go next.
Okay, what I really dislike about the English, I actually don't really hate that much about the English.
Oh, come on. There's got to be something.
Now we hate you.
I feel like
fucking minging.
passion fruit punch.
Suck your dad.
I don't like the Welsh.
I don't like the Welsh. Ted Lasso isn't a good representation of my people.
Okay, I will agree with that because Ted Lasso, it's an American show that's set in England by the creators of Scrubs, and my suspension of disbelief I never achieved it because in 2 seasons of that show, not one person said the word cunt. And it's like you're focusing on soccer fans in England.
Yeah, Roy Kent should be saying cunt all the time.
Cunt.
Which, by the way, I love that word. I think the word cunt is so funny, and it's and we should be using it more in North America.
It's very cathartic.
Instead of calling each other R words, we should just be like, "You fucking cunt! Like, what are you doing?"
I think it was that, and also there was a scene in the first season of Ted Lasso. Skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want this season of television spoiled for you.
Spoilers.
Ted Lasso has a panic attack, and an English woman talks him through it. And I'm like, no, English people don't have the emotional vocabulary to deal with such crises. She would have walked, if it was real life, she would have walked past and been like, chin up, pip, pip. And then he would have just continued, like, rocking back and forth on the sidewalk.
Quit your fucking minging on the floor, mate, and get yourself up. Stiff up a lip, come on.
Come on, let's go back to watching the football.
Go on, show us your knob.
Show us
Go
your
on.
knob.
Show us your bloody knob.
Yeah. Show us your bloody knob.
Go on.
Oh, it's a chip-toe Cheerio.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
I'm going to change my answer. I don't like, you could edit that entire answer I gave previously out because it's irrelevant. I don't like drill. UK drill is not music.
Drill?
Drill.
It's think of house.
It is, no, it's a brand of hip hop that originates from England.
To the woody.
Brixton Bully. Yeah.
Is it in any way related to grime?
No, it's Chicago drill music. Do you know Chicago? Like
No.
it's Chicago drill. It's the UK offshoot of that.
Well, I don't know what that is, so that doesn't help me
read
at
you
all.
some. Hold on, Sasha. Listen.
Yes.
I'll read you some lyrics, okay? And you tell me if you think this is lyrical or witty.
According to Wikipedia, drill music is sonically similar to trap music and lyrically similar to gangster rap. So you, Harper, take it away with the lyrics.
Brixton Bully, side with the booty, man hold 2 from the woody. Shy rude gangster, N-words know me, man leave 2 in your hoodie.
Yeah, fuck the British.
I'll say it, the French are a disgusting race.
Well, you said it, not me.
God damn it.
They smell like shit.
They have really good food. The French food, like, I gotta be honest.
It's not good food. It's not
great.
good food.
No, it's great
talking
food.
about?
It's amazing food. It's the best food in that region.
It's a lot of soups.
A lot of soups.
A lot of
Soups and things that most people wouldn't touch with an 8-foot pole.
I mean, isn't that kind of good that they can make food taste good?
Yeah, because I touch it with this, a 6-inch fork.
Yeah. Don't call your dick that. Please don't.
Wow.
What's the best American cuisine? Let's start with that.
In and out.
It's just in and out.
It's easy.
No, what is probably like Louisiana barbecue or Cajun cuisine, which is
I have to
is
say
an
it's
offshoot
Cajun
of
is
French.
fucking unreal. Yeah, I love Cajun food.
Cajun's great. I think the other one would be
Robert, Can I just acknowledge for a moment that you appealed to these fucking morons' prejudice by giving them the closest facsimile to French food America can offer?
God damn it.
Yes.
You ever had pork rion? It's unreal.
Oh, it's incredible. Oh my God.
It's pork belly cooked in sugar and wine.
I know what pork bouillon is, man.
All right.
I have Cajun family.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
He
You ever
does.
eaten alligator before?
I have. Yes, I have.
I think it's actually pretty good.
It's kind of tough.
Listen, I've eaten a lot of animals. I've eaten a lot of different animals.
I've eaten a lot of animals' dicks.
No dicks.
Malcolm's just got a list on his wall that he just checks off every single time he eats a new animal.
Pit viper.
There's just like what is the Tasmanian tiger? What's that actual their actual name called? But he's just got like a fucking like.
I was recently I was listening to a podcast and someone was saying that mountain lion's really good, and now it's on my list.
What? What do you want to hunt a poor mountain lion?
Oh, a thylacine.
Yeah, who is eating cougar?
Well.
No, I guess it was like a hunter. Like I guess hunter, like they were. I guess they had to shoot a mountain lion because that was getting too close to them. It was getting aggressive, and then they eat it because they don't want to waste, which I think is fair.
There's a show on Netflix, which is all just like this American guy going to parts of the world, hunting exotic animals and eating them on a barbecue. Like,
yes, I've seen this before.
It might be. It could have been that guy. I don't remember his name. I just remember seeing it. It was like one of those like TikTok shorts. So it was just like this little clip.
You know, the last time I watched that show, I was in Phoenix with our mutual friend, and he was so content to watch that show for we watched like 6 episodes before we were having plans, and it was so funny.
There's definitely something to be said about like ethical hunting. It's just like when it's an American going and being like, today we're eating rhino. It's like, why are we celebrating this?
It's delicious. None of you will ever know how delicious it is. It's the worst part.
Also, I'm going to date this podcast again because we are talking about eating. We're talking about eating mountain lions when the most famous Los Angeles mountain lion just got euthanized after getting hit by a car.
And I wish I could eat him.
P22.
What made this mountain lion so famous?
Well, because she actually, I'm trying to remember exactly what she was, but I remember
she hunted and killed pedophiles.
No, because she was just like
yeah, she was Chris Hansen's mountain lion.
Get him, Sheba.
I'd love that if that was the end. It's like, Sheba, go get him. as the pedophile is trying to like climb out the back of like a
then it's just 10 minutes of pedophiles being like mauled by a mountain lion.
No, this was just a mountain lion that lived in Griffith Park in LA and was very unafraid of people, but not aggressive at all. People could just it would just walk past people and everything as long as the people didn't fuck with it. And it was really sad end of the story that she was hit by a car and had to be euthanized.
Well, that's a bummer.
Right.
I think the closest that we had in Vancouver, I mean, we had Canuck the crow that disappeared, but we had a notorious otter that would sneak into the Chinese gardens and eat all the koi fish.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Some of which were like 100 years old because they lived to be forever.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about it, like I don't know how an otter was somehow able to get from where the water is to where the this garden is. It's a very long way, and you have to cross several major roads.
Yeah, you have to cross a bridge to get to this koi pond.
It didn't go up like a storm drain or something, maybe?
No, so there is like a waterway where there's a lot of like sea lions and otters that kind of hang out, but it's like far from the Chinese gardens, and it would like somehow maneuver downtown, and it was always the people who were working there were always on guard, and it would come in and it would just like kill a massive koi fish and then like bring it back. And a lot of activists were saying, well, it's the indigenous species here and it's killing
the non-indigenous species, potentially what'd you call invasive species if it was outside the pond.
So I mean, it's just doing its due diligence to, keep us pure.
Eat.
Yeah, pure.
I was like, yeah, that's not the right word.
God, I don't know. Are there any other famous animals?
Well, in Vancouver, there's also the crow. I was it Canuck the crow who famously, where there was a crime scene. Someone had been stabbed, and there was a knife on the ground, and the crow flew in, grabbed the knife, and then flew away.
Oh no! So like, the crow just like covered from someone's murder charge.
Basically, they didn't have the knife anymore.
There's this beloved crow that was like super friendly and would like, it would ride the SkyTrain to different stops and would like perch itself on people's backs and just kind of hang out. And they suspect that someone murdered it. So, that's why we can't have nice things.
I don't know. I also don't know how long crows live for. So I don't know if it was like...
They live a long time. Corvids, I think, are a very long-lived species.
They're a long-lived species.
Because I know that crows remember. They're very much, they remember, like, if you wrong a crow, that crow will remember you. Like, that crow...
That's why I feed the crows in my neighborhood. Because they'll recognize my face.
Yeah, that's why they're called a murder, because they will fucking murder if you wrong them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the first time I was up there with Sasha in Vancouver, that's the first thing we did. We ended up trying to feed the crows,
and they were all just confused because they didn't trust me yet. But they're getting a little friendlier. So here's the most frustrating thing related to a crow that's ever happened in my life: is that when I was working at my first brewery, it was in the middle of COVID. It was like late 2020, and it was in an area around Vancouver called Burnaby, where there is a mass migration every day of crows to this one lake. And so because of that, Burnaby is usually inundated with crows. And I once saw a man get attacked by like so many, like thousands, because he was holding a sandwich. And I was telling my coworkers about this. Someone was like, hey, do you know if you can get COVID from birds? And I was like, oh, no, you can't get COVID, but you can get Crovid. And no one laughed.
Oh, God.
And I was so frustrated, and I was like, oh, did I just like come up with a bad joke? And then this other guy who I worked with took a second, and he was like, more like coronavirus, and everyone shit their pants laughing. And I was like, fuck you all, that's the worst joke.
I hate it when that happens.
That's so bad.
That one is such a reach.
It's almost as bad as someone repeating the joke that you said that no one heard and getting the pop for it.
No, that's arguably worse, because he said a worse joke and got laughed for it.
And he got all the,
He didn't just repeat it, he just said a worse version of it.
And then he got rewarded for it. That's why internet culture fucking sucks.
Apparently, American crows in the wild live up to like 9 years or 8 years, but if they live in captivity, they can live up to 30.
Oh, who keeps crows in captivity?
People who want to keep crows.
People, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, here's another fact for you, Robert. Rats' teeth never stop growing. Their front teeth grow 4.5 to 5.5 inches every year. Rats do.
That's disgusting.
Well, that's rats. And you need to get that. Did you apply to the rat killer job?
It's not the rat killer.
Okay, the
that's
rat
not the name
czar.
of
The rats don't run this city.
Yeah, the rat basher.
The rat czar job.
Robert wants me to apply for the job of rat overlord.
Yeah, it's the rat overlord, Buck Harper.
The Canadian province of Alberta, population 4.25 million,
has no rats.
Apparently.
Is the largest inhabited area known to be completely free of rats.
That is such bullshit. I don't believe that for a second.
Rats are colorblind.
I mean, there's literally a thing called the Alberta Rat Wars.
Yeah, there's a lot of rats there. There's.
Have you met Jason Kenny?
Got him.
Got him.
Got him good.
Have you met Stephen Harper?
Have you met Andrew Shearer?
Have you met I can't remember any other.
Would you fuck Ed Sheeran in the ass if you could?
Yes.
No.
What? Whoa! You answered that way too quickly, Sasha.
That guy has a lot of money. I wanna cozy up to him.
Yeah, but it's not like you're gonna get knocked up and get like child support. You're just gonna be a guy who fucked Ed Sheeran in the ass.
Being able to say I nutted in Ed Sheeran's ass.
Okay, with Ed Sheeran, I feel like one tender butt fucking would get an emotional connection going, and he would actually, feel attached. Maybe
if your
like
dick
just
don't work like it used to before, and you can't fuck me off of my feet.
Plus, I feel like he knows a lot of cool people.
And you can introduce you to them, so you can fuck them in the ass.
He's apparently friends with Jamie Foxx, and that's a cool cat if there isn't one.
That's such a strange friendship. What the fuck does Jamie Foxx have to say to Ed Sheeran?
Well, apparently Jamie Foxx, here's the story about Jamie Foxx and Ed Sheeran's friendship. Jamie Foxx is apparently the guy who discovered Ed Sheeran.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Really?
So apparently Ed Sheeran, like he was known in England, but he hadn't like gone, past that. And then I guess he came to LA and he was just like doing random shows. And I guess Ed Sheeran did this like all black like music show. And like they were all like, "Oh, this guy's gonna get wrecked," and Jamie Foxx is in the back because Jamie Foxx dabbles in music, and he was in the back. And he was like, "All right, this kid's gonna like just get destroyed." And then I guess by the end of the set, Ed Sheeran had got a standing ovation, and then Jamie Foxx went up to him and he's like, "Holy shit, you're like amazing!" And then let him crash on his couch for like a month, and then got him the record deal that made him like a big star. So that's the craziest celebrity like connection. You're like, what the fuck? Because it's right. Like if you don't know that story, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like why are they friends?
That's fair. So Malcolm, why didn't you hook a brother up? You should have used your minor local celebrity status to elevate at least Sasha.
Yeah, he's the homie.
I'm trying. I'll do the love connection. It's fine. It's
If just on the off chance that you're listening, Ed Sheeran, please hit us up. I will fuck your ass.
Please don't hit him up. Hit me up. I will not fuck your ass.
He will not satisfy you like I could.
I literally won't. But I will be a good friend if you need one.
I think I'd start with. Sorry, go on.
I'm sorry. I was just going to detail how I could slam against his prostate, but go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say.
Jesus Christ.
I was going to say, I'm in love with the shape of your butthole.
That's why we pay you the big bucks.
No, wouldn't it be I've been loving the shape of your ass or your dick? Because you're the one fucking Ed Sheeran, right?
I'm in love with your asshole.
Yeah, but I'm fucking his butt. That's the thing I'm looking at.
You know I want your love.
Sasha, the way that we're going to make this work is that you have to now, when anyone asks like what part of Ireland your family's from, you say Galway, and they'll be his Galway guy.
Fuck off. That is not Galway girl. I will never accept that.
You're Galway guy.
And Ed Sheeran stopped to talk, and I fucked him in the ass all day. What's a fella to do?
All right. But what about Christian Bale?
His eyes was black and his ass was blue.
Are you asking if we'd fuck Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Okay. This actually, I'm curious about. Like, what version of Christian Bale are we talking about?
American Psycho.
American Psycho. Christian Bale is the most recognizable one for sure. But let's say Batman. Christian Bale.
The Machinist.
The only version of Christian Bale I'd want to fuck is Christian Bale on the set of Terminator Salvation.
That is incrable.
Just screaming at the
That
light
is an
guy.
incredible decision.
So that's what Sasha's into. Was it? He wants to be degraded.
I've got to. I just want him to go.
Fucking moron! You think you're gonna suck my dick like that? You fucking swine!
You come out here with your dick hanging out.
Your dick hanging out, and you're not gonna suck my hard cock. What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking moron!
No.
I was looking at the lights.
It's fucking distracting when you're jerking off in the corner of my apartment.
If you're gonna jerk off in your apartment, at least jerk me off at the same fucking time.
No, Bruce. No.
Do you like Phil Collins?
Do you like Huey Lewis in the news?
Yeah.
Let me see that dick. So hard to choose between so many great tracks.
If I start having sex with anyone and they're wearing a raincoat, I probably would exit.
But he wasn't having sex. He was killing his boss.
I mean, it seems like a preparatory step. Well, if you are having sex with him and he puts on, okay, but listen, if he puts on the raincoat while you're having sex with him, like while you're in his ass, that is a red flag problem.
Maybe he just thinks you're a squirter.
I guess that version of Christian Bale would be fun to see him flex while he's drilling you or whatever.
Yeah, just in the mirror. What was I going to say? Oh, this was a kind of an interesting hypothetical that Harper brought up last night while Malcolm, and I were chilling in the Discord. Yes, we hang out outside the podcast, listeners.
Yeah.
But
no, we don't.
If you could beat the shit,
liar.
If you could beat the shit out of any lead singer or singer in a band right now, who would you?
Ooh.
That's a good question, Sasha.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's mostly for Sasha. We already kind of gave our answers last night and we can retread them, but I'm curious what Sasha...
Like, for instance, I want to beat the shit out of the lead singer of Maroon 5.
Adam Levine, yep.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, your body is amazing. Or what was that meme?
Oh my god, the fact that he like hooked up with an Instagram hoe. And he had the mind blowing emojis.
Yeah.
So fucking corny.
I mean, I hate Oasis with every fiber of my being. So like probably Liam Gallagher. I feel like there's a better answer though. Maybe Kid Rock. Maybe Kid Rock.
It's probably a good one to kick the shit out of. I mean, there are very few people out there who have sung about like statutory rape in a kid's show.
In Osmosis Jones. In the soundtrack for Osmosis Jones.
With Chris Rock and the guy from Frasier. They call it statutory, but I call it mandatory. Jesus Christ, man.
David Hyde Pierce.
Yeah. He's not returning for the reboot.
They're rebooting Frasier?
They are, yeah.
Okay, for saying wait, they're rebooting Osmosis Jones?
Oh, that would be sick.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
There was the TV show, which was Ozzy and Drix, and then the movie was Osmosis Jones.
And Drix.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Ozzy and Drix. Dude, after school specials, I love the one about smoking. That one legitimately frightened me for my whole life. Scarred me emotionally.
Yeah, that one was kind of fucking freaky. I do remember that.
You know what's hilarious? Sorry, we were talking about Osmosis Jones. So before the podcast recording today, Sasha, you sent me a TikTok being like you want to be cracking up, like you want to be cracking.
Yeah.
Can you open that TikTok and look what's behind in that clip?
Yeah, he's at the premiere for Osmosis Jones. I'm really hoping to crack up. It's I'm just really looking forward to cracking up.
For context, the person in the TikTok is he played the brother, like the younger brother on Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
So some reporter was like, what are you most looking forward to with this movie? And he's like, well, I'm just really looking forward to cracking up, you know? Like, I just really hope to crack up.
You know, I don't know why this reminds me of this, but it does. You guys remember Beans from Even Stevens?
Yeah. We had a conversation about Beans.
Do we hit on this on the podcast with Beans?
Can we actually like shoot him an email to try to get him on the podcast? I feel like he would do it.
You could probably get him on the podcast. We'd have to send him
I'll make a note.
We'd probably have to send him a Starbucks gift card or something.
Oh no!
Wait.
Actually, no. We actually not moving forward because we moving back a little bit because we've got Harper's answer. We got Sasha's answer. Malcolm, what is the lead singer? Who's the lead singer you want to kick the shit out of?
Fuck. I feel like I had a good answer last night.
I'm like,
I think you did.
And I'm blanking on it. So if you could text me it really quickly, so I can say it.
I don't remember it. That's the issue.
Oh fuck! It was.
It wasn't Oasis.
It was not Oasis.
It wasn't Oasis. Oh god damn it, Robert! Why did you do this to me?
I'm sorry.
What was it?
I'll say mine real quick. It was Don Henley. I want to kick the shit out of Don Henley.
No, it was Don Henley, the guy behind American Pie.
He's Don McLean.
That's right.
Don McLean.
Yeah, you had Don McLean. I had Don Henley.
Malcolm, you texted me your real answer. You said the lead singer of Four Non-Blondes. That's pretty fucked up, man.
You said Posh Spice? Like, what the fuck?
Wait, I don't understand. What's Four Non-Blondes?
They're the people who sung What's Up, a.k.a. What's Going On.
Different song.
No.
Different song.
Yeah. Oh, I could, or the guy from Len.
There you go. That's a good one.
Or who's the lead singer of Thin Lizzy, the one black Irish guy?
Don't beat him up. Phil Lynott.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. No. I'm going Don McLean. I think that's final answer.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Don Henley, Don McLean, Adam Levine, and the lead singer of Oasis.
I'm going to punch you in the head, and then I'll take your body in that Chevy, and I'll bury you, and I'll do all that stuff. So don't report me to the cops.
God damn it.
Don't report me to the
what were you
cops.
going to say, Harper? You had something.
You know, I did. I completely forgot what I was talking about, though. Every conscious thought left my head as soon as that stirring rendition of Don McLean's American Pie. Please do not sue us. Hold on. Please do not sue us, Don McLean. I understand he was a very litigious person.
Listen,
Don McLean is dead.
No,
he died in like 1980 something.
No, Don McLean is alive. Don McLean is alive. He's been alive this whole time. He's 77 years old and he's dating a 27-year-old. Look it up. It's
Fuck off.
He's dating a 27-year-old who was once on an episode of MTV's Catfish.
Oh my God, he's right.
What the fuck?
Sasha, I want to find out if you have more culture than these two. Did you watch Bear in the Big Blue House as a kid?
Oh, and they met when she was 24 and he was 73.
Wait, what are you talking about? I've seen the Big Blue House, the Bear in the Big Blue House.
Well,
he was on Hollywood Squares, for fuck's sake.
I underestimated you.
Was he the center square?
No, I think he was off left.
Oh, well, anyway. No, I think like at the time when I was watching kids programming, and there was like a lot of Canadian centric stuff that.
The way you phrase that, it makes it sound like you were watching kids programming at a time when you weren't a kid. Like you were like,
no.
Well, he's just gonna know what the kids are into.
No, I mean like when Bear in the Big Blue House came out, it was either we got him. I mean, it was never on TV. Like when I was growing up, the things that we watched were the Big Comfy Couch. Remember that?
I do remember that.
No, I don't remember that at all. Do you remember Out of the Box?
Yeah, I watched Out of the Box.
Out of the box. Out of the box.
There was a Canadian. Okay, so this is the one thing I did watch a lot of as a kid. There was a Canadian kids game show called Uh-Oh. It was the most surreal show on television where the host was a man whose name was Wink Yahoo. He had the tallest hair you've ever seen in your life. The kids would spin a wheel, and it was in the era of Nickelodeon, like shooting people with goo and slime, I guess. But we didn't have a lot of Nickelodeon shows up in Canada at that time. We did have Uh-Oh, and if you landed on a square when you spun the wheel called Uh-Oh, you were put in a chamber by a man in bondage named the Punisher. If your teammate answered a question wrong, he would cover you in goo.
It was the 90s. It was a different time. You spun the Uh-Oh wheel. You spun the Uh-Oh wheel. You got covered in goo. We had to cover the kids in goo. The Punisher, he would cover you in goo. It was a different time.
It wasn't the 90s. It went to like 2004 or something like that.
Yeah. It was surreal. As a kid, I didn't bat an eye. I was like, this is normal.
Honestly, as a kid, I wanted to be on the show. I was like, I was jealous of kids who were on the show. Now,
I get it.
I was also like we were too young, like Sasha. We would have all been too young. Like it was a couple years before we would been that age. Like, because the show was like mostly like they're all like 12-year-old contestants, but.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I was asking is because I wanted to see if you would join me in a stirring rendition of the Goodbye song.
I actually don't know the Goodbye song.
I don't know it. But did you ever watch I remember the other classic kids show from me growing up was there was Zoom. There's Zoom.
Are you thinking about Zaboomafoo?
No, it's Zaboomafoo. Yeah,
Zaboomafoo.
They were both PBS.
It was so jarring when they'd cut between like the actual animal and the puppet. I really disliked that.
That always scared me.
Yeah, that one scared me. And then there was also I don't know what the name of the show was, but there's like bananas in pajamas.
It's called Bananas in Pajamas. That's what it's called.
Literally what that's called.
That's actually the show called? Because I only know the song. I was like, I'm pretty convinced, like my memories are that they just played that song for the whole episode and it was the same thing.
Bananas, pajamas. Just like a hypnotic thing.
Yeah, I have a thing when I watch kid shows that there's at least 2 or 3 I can remember that I have a distinct dislike for because they would be the only thing on while I was at school. If you were sick, you had to watch that show. There was nothing else on.
That's sad because when I would be sick at home, my mom would I would be watching stuff like Maury and Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Your mom let you watch Maury?
I don't quite have that.
I watched a lot of Maury as a kid.
I can't believe he just retired this year.
He did it for so long, decades.
But yeah, I remember it'd be like, and you are not the father, and it'd be like, yeah, fuck you, I'm not the fucking father.
I will defend Harper a bit here because he has a younger niece and I have a younger nephew. So when we were in middle school and high school, when we would be sick, we didn't have a choice on what was beyond. If we didn't have a younger sibling who lived with us because his niece lived with him and my nephew lived with me at our parents' place, we'd have to watch kids programming if we were sick because we didn't have a choice and we can't watch the thing that they're not allowed to watch because they're too young for school.
The most adult thing you could watch was Full House, basically.
Exactly. And so we were just kind of dick and stuck with kids programming. Like what was it? The Wonder Pets. And that's why I know a little bit more of the kids stuff, despite me being older, because I just had a young nephew I had to watch TV with.
It's so fascinating because my parents' like philosophy growing up and when it came to like me and my brother watching stuff was they were like, it doesn't matter. Like they were like, oh, don't watch scary stuff. They were also very anti-wrestling. They were like, you can either play violent video games or watch wrestling, but you can't do both. So my brother and I went to the video game route, like playing GoldenEye and stuff.
Yeah.
But my parents' philosophy, both of them, like my dad and my mom, was that they were like, oh, they're not going to get all the adult jokes. So like they can watch The Simpsons and South Park and King of the Hill and all that
and
stuff.
The important stuff goes over your head.
Yeah, all the like the sexual stuff or whatnot. Yeah, I legitimately didn't know. So like when I've gone back and rewatched some of that stuff, there's a bit of me going like, oh my God. But it was like,
how did my parents let me watch this? Yeah.
I don't know. And part of it's like, I think people putting on that stuff to the kids, like the kids are gonna like, oh, they're gonna be tainted by it. It's like they don't know shit. They're fucking little kids. They're stupid.
Yeah.
My dad said that I could watch any show I wanted except Friends. He was like, I don't want you emulating them.
You know the most vanilla show about mediocre white people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, like the quintessential show about 90s liberals, like where Howard Schultz cries watching it, being like, that was the best era of my life.
If you watch Friends, you probably would have ended up a worse person. That's true.
True. That was the one sitcom that like I do remember watching it, but I don't like
remember anything about it.
I remember moments like oh, Joey got his head stuck in the turkey or whatever. But
that was Mr. Bean.
I thought that was Monica who got her head stuck in the turkey.
No, in Friends, one of them gets their. Maybe it's a chicken. He gets his head.
No, it's Monica.
Oh, is it Monica? Okay, so that's what my memory is. Or like the other scene that I remember is Pivot, where it's like pivot.
With Ross moving the couch through the stairwell.
Yeah, that one I remember, and then everything else is just a blur.
I will preface to listeners of the podcast, we have not watched The Office, or we have not rewatched The Office 1.5 billion times as required by people our age.
No, I don't like The Office. I think it's for fucking
I say that in my dating profiles in the past, I've been like, I will not watch The Office or Friends with you.
I will not watch Bob's Burgers. I will not watch The Office. I will not watch Friends.
I tried watching Bob's Burgers because I had a girlfriend who really liked it.
Not
it is
good.
The worst fucking
Archer too.
show.
Archer is awful. I'm sorry anyone who likes Archer. It's not good.
I don't mind Bob's Burgers, but yeah, I don't like Archer. I think Archer is super.
I think
overrated.
Archer is like kind of mid, but Bob's Burgers, I can't sit through an episode. I just can't.
It's very boring.
It's not
so
funny.
bad.
What do you find funny about it? You have to be on Ambien to find this shit funny.
It's like it's a show about an entire town of people who are autistic.
All right, cut the episode. Cut the episode.
Before you do. Hold on.
Hold on. What is
Hey,
it?
this was really fun. We hope you liked it too. Seems like